So what causes habits to fail? Why do we get so excited about things? We get so excited and we're motivated and we're wound up and we said, we're going to make this happen. I am making this happen. And then a couple of weeks later, we fall off the horse. We fall off the wagon and we're going, why do I keep doing this? Why does that happen? What's at play when habits start to fail? What mistakes are we making?
Well, yeah, I can think of my own personal scenarios. I have a particular commitment that I make. I declare a commitment, and it could be big. It could be bigger than I realize. It's going to be a stretch for me. And it comes like with some anxiety, but this is what I'm committed to. I'm not sure if it's how it's going to happen and all of that, but I'm committed to it. One could ask themselves, what is going to support me, or what is not going to work in order for this commitment to occur? What bad habit is not going to work in order for this commitment to be fulfilled? Like my commitment to become a trainer. These things were not going to work. Okay. These things would work. And these things that I don't do at all, these would be good habits in supporting me and having that commitment manifested. These will support me. Like, for instance, sharing about my experiences in trainer form with family members or my best friend about the expectations that are being asked of me. To start sharing and having that be a habit and to share on a regular basis. So it gives the opportunity and space to be encouraged, to keep going, to keep focused. So there's certain habits that you want to bring in that will support not just a commitment happening, but the habit grows.
Yeah, so a mistake would be keeping it to ourselves and trying to do something as a lone wolf, being on our own about things and making it our little secret. Whereas there's people who are able to make some things happen those times, but the majority of us need that support. We need some encouragement. We need accountability.
It's not just sharing about what you're up to, which is really, really powerful and important, but then butting up with someone. If you're going to be going to the gym and you're not used to going to the gym, it's a new thing for you. The best way to have that happen is to have a workout buddy. That way, both of you are supporting each other with this new habit, this new routine.
Yeah, I think one of the other mistakes that we make when we get into habits and trying to create habits that support our commitments is thinking that in the back of our mind, thinking that it's going to not be difficult, or thinking that it's not going to be uncomfortable because we say we're so committed and because we want something so badly. What we tend to do is shirk away when it gets uncomfortable. We tend to pull away when it's not in our comfort zone, rather than pushing through, knowing we're going to be uncomfortable. I mean, I'm thinking about myself. I had a commitment. I was going to be at the gym at least 3 to 5 days in the mornings, for a half hour. And I had it on my schedule and I had things set up and I was like, it's time. I'm ready for this. And I went once in that time frame and didn't quite make it happen again for a long, long time. And it was like, I knew this is how important this was to me. It's important to my health. It's important for a lot of reasons. But what was uncomfortable was getting up earlier. What's uncomfortable is getting myself dressed to go to the gym. And you think about it, it's like, how lazy can I really be? Like, really, that's your problem? But we do that. We get lazy. We don't like feeling uncomfortable naturally. I mean, am I the only one? Has anybody else experienced this?
Yeah. And it's
I'm not the only one.
You're not the only one. You're not the only one. But it's also, if you have this, if it's not about waking up earlier to fit that in, then it would be waking up the same time, but removing what was there and moving everything down the line on your schedule. And that could be very, very uncomfortable. That's probably more uncomfortable than waking up early.
Why doesn't motivation or willpower, let's say motivation or willpower, why don't those work? What is it about setting habits or routines Why can't we just be excited enough
Yeah.
and really, really want it? Why can't that get us through the finish line?
Well, that's a really good question. It's interesting about motivation. If I could just be motivated, I would do this and I would do that. You're not going to be motivated. Some of us try to go, yeah, this is exciting. We could do it. And that's great, and that's a form of manipulation that, that works, and it could get the ball rolling. You can be excited about that. And that's okay. The focus that's important that you look at your commitment or what you want to take on and be in your experience with that and be in action, committed action. All of that I'm talking about right now is being outside of your comfort zone. You're being a risk taker. When you're being a risk taker, most of the time, you're fully in your experience, you're fully looking at where you're going and what's coming up for you. Now, for someone outside of you, watching you from the sidelines, that's motivational. Someone who is in the driver's seat, going for it, being a risk taker, driving it, having it happen, great. Be motivated, don't be motivated, but keep moving forward and be in your experience and chucking along one after another and being committed to that and being grounded in that is very powerful. Like, people want motivation, but what is happening is you become the motivation. It's when you surrender to your commitment and it has you and you're just going with it and you're having it done. So these habits that one can create to support that could be really, really beneficial. It could be really beneficial and supportive. So it's not just like rah, 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 and then as soon as you put your hand on, you're like, oh crap, I don't know if I can do this. No, when you're in a habit and you're doing your routine, you're in action, you're moving stuff. Rah, rah, rah is great, but it's not necessary. Because now you're focusing on that. You're focusing on your committed action. You're focusing on your destination of where you want to get to. That's what you become. That's what I'm about.
Yeah, that's what we're about in our trainings and our workshops. It's not about motivation.
No.
It's about what are you committed to? Because there's going to be times you are uncomfortable. There's going to be times you just simply don't feel like it. But
yeah,
what does that have to do with what you want to have happen?
Yeah. Commitments, if commitments could speak, commitments don't really care about your fears or your concerns or your,
it doesn't give a rat's ass.
It doesn't give a rat's ass about how you feel.
Right.
You're doing a commitment that's outrageous. You're supposed to be experiencing that. That's okay. That comes with it. So there's motivation, and then there's like pretend motivation. Like I said, have motivation, don't have motivation. That has nothing to do with what you said you were going to have happen by that particular time. I've seen some people, they're all in, they put all of their chips in being motivated. Well, that's not going to necessarily get you across the finish line. What you're up to, what your objective is, by what time is what's going to get you there. Your ability to be resilient, your ability to be focused, your ability to surrender to the commitment. If you could smile along the way, then great. You can't, great, have it done anyway.